Hello everyone and welcome back to my tutorial. Today we're gonna talk about the Blender and GPT Chat. Why Blender, why GPT Chat? Because I wanna continue talking about the coding with the GPT Chat for the people who don't know how to code at all, and why I'm using the Blender. Actually, the simplest way, because the Blender it's a great solution if you wanna create geometry. And the second thing, only the Blender. We don't have the Revit for the Mac OS. So as you can see, I'm using for now the Mac. That's why I choose the Blender, because we can work in one system. So if you are ready to code with me and with the GPT Chat for the Blender, let's get started. For now, we will go to the Blender. As you can see, this is the standard the scene. I will create the new one. As you can see, I not will save anything, so I will delete this thing. We don't need it. And what we will gonna do right now in the Blender, let's create some cube. I don't know, we deleted the cube. I wanna create the cube, but with the scripting. So here under our window, you will find the scripting. Let's go to the scripting, and the scripting working on the Python. You can see it on the right here. This is Python terminal. We will create the new script, and we don't know at all how to work with the scripting in the Blender. This is not a big problem because we know what we want. So I will go to the GPT Chat. I will create the new GPT Chat. I will delete my previous some samples code, and here we will write, for example, and now we're waiting what the GPT Chat will give to us. As you can see, the GPT Chat creating the class with the volume and blah blah blah. And as you can see, we get some code. As you can see here, the code with dimensions in the Python, but I wanna use this code in the Blender. We can actually write more clearly before, but as you can see, firstly we wrote some strange prompts. After that, this prompt just modified to the Blender. Because how I understand, because we are import the BPY, and this means this is actually for the Blender. So we can copy this code and we can go to the Blender. Here's our Blender, just copy and paste, and let's run it. And as you can see, here's our cube. So we spent like few seconds and we already get the result. This is pretty awesome. So what we can do else, we can, for example, the first thing, I wanna I wanna control the dimension, because right now we have the cube 10. It means all the sides of the cube it's 10. But for example, I wanna have the different size of the height, for example, or the width of our cube. How to do that? Let's go back to our GPT Chat. Now let's make some additional things. As I said, we wanna change not only the one size, we want to have fuse the sizes. How we can do that? And now we will get the constants, as you can see, and it's on the first, as you can see, it's 10 by 10 by 10, but we can control it. Let's see what we will get in the end. I hope now our code understand like we should. You can see it already here. The scale 0, it's the width, the scale 1, it's the height, and the length. So it's already working. It's not so clear. I mean, our code it's not so clear, but anyway, it's already workable. Let's see how it's working inside on the code. I will put it and I will place it. So nothing changed because our size is actually the same. I will change the height to for example 40, and I will put it again. And as you can see, it's not the correct, because our height is 40 and it's changing the wrong dimension. So again, we can say to our code to change it. Why it's wrong dimension? I can see here it's Y direction using instead the Z direction, X, Y, Z actually. So we should say, okay, I get some errors. As you can see, it's not working. It happens, so you should be careful with that. I will reload my page, and better not continue our chat, because it's as you can see, maybe not will be work. I will try to regenerate our response, but it's not working. Better to create the new chat and just copy paste our code, and here let's enter. And as you can see, the message out the time, response, blah blah blah, regenerated, again regenerated. So we should wait till it will be work. So sometimes it's happened with the GPT Chat. Oh, because yeah, it's still working with the previous code. I will delete everything previous one. We wanna work with that, and we will create the new one response. So, and as you can see, it's again working. Yeah, sometimes it's happened, so don't worry about that. As you can see, I just copy here our code, nothing much, and GPT chat trying to us translate what's going on with this code. It's okay. What we want. I have some problems with the coordinates. So, and let's write wrong, something like that. So I think it's pretty much understandable. So we should like switch to the z direction, and let's talk him like rare. As you already can see, our scale 2, this is actually our z direction. It's already much correct, so we can just copy our code. I will copy the code, and I will replace here. I will create it. So actually here I have a lot of different geometries, and we will change our height to the 40. And let's create the new. And as you can see, now everything right. But what we have the one mistake here. As you can see, when I will starting the geometry, it's creating the new geometry. So we should somehow solve this problem. How we can solve this problem? Delete. So we want to just delete previous geometry before we will create the new. It means when we will start our code, first we will delete the previous geometry, and after that Python should create the new geometry. So this is pretty much effective. Yes, you can change previous one, but we are working with one cube. So why we should change previous one if we can just delete the previous one? So let's see how it's working. I will copy it, and I will replace here. And let's create. And as you can see, all previous geometry was deleted. How I know that? I will change again to the 40, and I will create it. And as you can see, not any previous geometry. It's working really perfectly. So we already did a lot of the things, but what I really don't like, what you can see also, our geometry now place it, as you can see when we change the size. I will change the size to the 60, for example. It's starting from the somewhere below our 0 coordinate, and we should somehow change it. Actually, I can do it by myself. I mean, I know how to solve this problem. It's really simple, but we are working with GPT. We don't know how to code, so let's ask them to change it. So now I'm asking our geometry should be start from the z equal the 0. So z, it means the z direction in the coordinate system in the Blender. Maybe now somehow it will give some wrong, but we will see what the GPT will write for us. Now it's changing, for example, the height and position. As you can see, now it's changing the position. And yes, the height equal divide by 2. So I think it will be working perfectly. I will try it. And let's create it. And again, we want to change to the 60. Yeah, before it was 60. And as you can see, it's working perfectly. This is what I want. Okay, so we already did a lot of the things, but we don't know how to write this code. But we already did it. I know you can do it by the standard instrument in the Blender in few seconds, this thing, but you writing the code. Now I will create something new. We will, for example, change the difficulty of our ideas. What if we want to create some chamfer? If you're working in the AutoCAD, you know what is that, but I know everyone knows what is that. For the all ages, our cube. So we need chamfer, right? I will write them. Let's try write like that, and let's see what the GPT chat giving to us. As you can see here, we already have our chamfer. As you can see, offset it's 0.1, segments it's 1, and profile 0.5. Let's see how it will be work, but I think it's already will be working. I will replace it, and let's do it again. So nothing changing. We want again change our height. Let's create it, and we get some error messages, as you can see. And what we can do, again, you beginner programmer, you even don't know what they're asking. You don't need to know, actually, just copy the warning error and place it inside to the GPT chat, because it's work for the GPT chat. GPT chat will do everything for us. Before I will copy this code to the Blender, let's see what's going on here. Here actually before the GPT chat translating, creating for us the new code, trying to explain what's going on with this thing. For example, with this error, you can, for example, learn a lot of the things just to read these things. As you can see here, translating us what's going on with our previous code. So now we can copy this code and let's again place it. Let me, I will again change here the 240, because when I was to change the 240 we get the error message, again error message. We can copy it again, so again and again, because it's not our work, it's work for GPT chat. So GPT chat should make it more correctable and more workable. Let's wait. Okay, I hope now it will be work everything. Let me, I will try. Sometimes GPT chat cannot solve the problem, happen. Let me, I will write, and again and again and again. So we have the same problem. Let me now, I will try to understand what is going on. Select object, file at context incorrect. So, first of all, I will delete geometry. I will try it again, and yes, here's our geometry, as you can see. Now everything working. Let me, I will change to the 40, and everything working, as you can see. But what I don't like, I cannot control my chamfer. I wanna control my chamfer. So just simple thing. I wanna make my chamfer parameter, which is controlling the chamfer. Also, as you can see, it's here under the all our code. And as you can see, we get the new in itself point, so also it's working. And let's wait it and let's copy it inside to the Blender. Okay, here we are. Let me, I will copy this code. Let me, I will go back and let's place it and let's run it. As you can see here, now I can control my chamfer. Let me, I will make the 40, and now we can see it's here it's not so looks nice. Let me make the 0.05, and now it's much better. So as you can see, we already wrote the nice code without knowledge about the code, but it's workable. Yes, this is simple things what we do, but we started from the just create the cube, and we finished already to create the chamfer without any handworks. So actually this is everything did the GPT chat for us. Now you can develop this code more and more. You can ask them, for example, to create, I don't know, the array. You can ask them to, for example, to create the whole insights to this geometry, whatever you want. So I just trying to show you, if even you don't know how to coding, the GPT chat really helps you. But I want to say one thing. It's not replace your knowledge. So if you don't know what you want, GPT chat not will work anything for you. You should understand what you want, and not only understand, you should also have some knowledge how to explain to the GPT chat what you want. For example, I understand I want to make a constant parameter, but if you don't know what is that constant parameter, the GPT chat not will understand you. So that's why it's really matter. For example, you can also make this will be as a conclusion. Let's try to ask him to make this code more simple. Let's ask him like that. Let's write like that. Even you can see sometimes I'm doing some word mistakes. Yeah, I'm not writing the clearly the words in GPT chat. Doesn't matter. The GPT chat really understand you really nice, but be careful with this, because for example when I was start I wrote the Blender not correct, and that's why it's not was understand clearly for what we creating the code. And as you can see now our code, the Blender trying making more smart. We can ask me more and more, and we, as you can see, it's now more comfortable. I mean, the more compact. But now our, as you can see, the data, it's again under the class. I don't like it at all. So again, all. This is I'm doing only for one thing. Why I wanna make first the constant parameter? Only for us, because we are human. We don't wanna spend the time to looking inside to the code. We wanna get all our data user input, let's say, before the code will starting. So only for that thing. So now the GPT chat rewrite will be refactor our code, and we will copy it to the Blender, and we will see is it working or no. For sure it's already working, because if we will get some the error message, I will copy to GPT and GPT will redo it. For the GPT, it's not so hard to redo some code. So let me, I will copy. As you can see here, 39 lines. Now we have only 32. Let me, I will start it. Again, the height, let me, I will change to the 40, and here to the 0.05 as we did before, and let's create it. So as you can see, everything working. I think for the introduction, how to work with the GPT chat and with the Blender, it's more than enough. In the next tutorial, we will switch to the Revit, and we will create all the things in the Revit and GPT chat. Thank you guys for watching, and see you next time.